Anything you're expecting from the kids? Are you expecting anything like just at least an SMS or a WhatsApp? Because, I don't know, as they get older, bro.
The beauty of being a father, and I'm a grandfather as well, is your children, they're going to always be your children. They may call you, they may message you.
Yeah.
If they don't, you call them.
It's said that I had to meet my father for the first time in 2010. So he came in, they were like, dude, this is your biological father. Wow. I'm like, and then what about Ronaldo? They said, no, Ronaldo is a father to your siblings.
Damn, Ronaldo, I didn't know that, bro.
No, I'm just But after then, he made sure that he rectifies his mistakes.
Yes.
And lucky enough, the following year, my sister got married and the nigga was there.
My father, he was around, but he wasn't around me, you know what I mean? The beautiful thing about all of it, even though he wasn't there, we actually had the conversation. I asked him, like, why weren't you there? And he was just honest with it. He just said, I just thought you was gonna work out just fine.
But then how was he so certain that you'll make right choices if he was not there to lead the way?
Yo, I don't know. But the crazy part about it, I'm just grateful that he actually spoke about how he felt. Even though I don't have any children, we also can be like father, like
to a neighbor's child.
Yes, exactly.
I had a dad in the house every day. Both parents every day.
Nice.
He was there. And he's still here today, even though he's an ancestor. His words, his spirit, his presence, when I look in the mirror, I see my father.
Wow.
I see my fathers, my grandfathers, and the lineage of men, good or what would be considered undeveloped or negative. We are a sum total of those that came before us.
My dad was was there, but he wasn't there. An alcoholic, very abusive to my mom. He was the man who got me into boxing because I wanted to beat him up when I got older.
I felt that.
But I think I learned a lot from him about how not to be. I learned a lot from him about managing my temper.
And I'm sure there was times where you seen your father and you knew you can hit him right where he will understand it. But
I did do it. I did do it. I mean, I'm not proud of this at all, but I mean, it was probably one of the biggest regrets, What kind of a father are you now?
What I picked up is that I will never turn my back on my kids no matter what. That's why I call myself baby daddy of the airwaves, because I love my kids more than anything. I never got the experience to be with my father, but I'm making sure that I'm fathering my kids now.
I'm a loving father. I'm a listening father now.
Okay.
Because as fathers, sometimes we think we know every damn thing. Sometimes you'll listen to your children or the children around you, other people's children, and they'll want to tell you how they feel about something that you may or may not know you did.
Yeah.
And then we're busy trying to explain, well, that's not what I meant, or this is why I did that. And sometimes we need to, as Tabang say, listen.
It's a responsibility. I mean, you have another human being's life in your hands, and I take that very seriously. That's why I didn't have one, because I'm still trying to figure out this thing called life. But if it ever happens, I would hope to be the kind of father where they can come to me with anything.
I think I'm loving. I think I'm caring. I think that I strive for these things. I'm not perfect, but I think being a father has been probably the best thing I've ever done.
Me too.
It's the best decision I've ever done. And being there, from changing their nappies, from cutting the umbilical cords to I don't know how many nappies I've changed, dog. I could change nappies in the dark.
That's right.
I could change nappies skills with my eyes closed.
You got skills.
You got skills, man.
Thank you very much, Uncle Zach and the team. These are your sports update on the Gentlemen's Club. I am Tabang Lechela. Good morning. Springbok coach Rassie Erasmus is backing UCT superstar Ntokozo Makaza to pull on the green and gold one day. Makaza is set to link up with the Cheetahs ahead of the Currie Cup season, but could make his professional debut for the Springboks, having starred for UCT in the Varsity Cup. Erasmus has now revealed the reasoning behind his call-up and detailed how Makaza is fitted into the setup. The Bok boss is certain that Makaza will one day play for the test team, but says that the coaching team and players are realistic about his current capabilities, having yet to play a professional match. Bafana Bafana stormed into the COSAFA Cup with a commanding 3-1 victory over Comoros in the semi-final at Free State Stadium on Friday evening. The hosts showcased that Their attacking flair and defensive resolve to set up a showdown with Angola, who earlier thrashed Madagascar 4-1. Coach Vela Kumalo made one tweak to the side that drew 0-0 with Mauritius, recalling Orlando Pirates midfielder Maestro Kabelo Dlamini for Vuyole Tlapa. Bafana wasted no time asserting dominance, striking in the 8th minute when Kamokhelo Sibelebele's cross forced Comoros' Idris Mohamed into an own goal. Bafana will now face Angola on Sunday, aiming to reclaim the COSAFA crown before a passionate home crowd. Now off to some cricket news. Assistant coach Daniel Vettori insists that Australia have not given up hope on retaining the World Test champion crown after South Africa finished the third day at Lord's in commanding position. Although Australia now face an uphill challenge on day 4, Vettori knows that the player will take the attempt fight back one step at a time and not look far ahead into the future. Now off to some international football news. Real Madrid have won the race for one of South America's brightest young stars, confirming the signing of a 17-year-old Franco Mostantiono from River Plate. Currently, the player is in River Plate in the US for the Club World Cup. The teenage player will officially make the move to Madrid in August. His departure comes back on an impressive breakout through the year after intensive competition for his signature. Madrid have been tracking the young Argentinian for the past 2 years, keeping tabs alongside other European giants. While their interest briefly cooled, they reignited talks swiftly with Paris Saint-Germain appearing to be closing in. In the end, Los Blancos acted decisively. Those were sports update on the Gentlemen's Club. Your next fixed is at 10:30.
Yeah, my brother, very interesting. And of course, shout out to Mamelodi Sundowns for scoring so many goals in one day. Come on, the only black teams representing all black people around the world.
Yeah.
Yo, bro.
Yeah,
That's
the
nice.
only one, bro. Like, I mean, from Africa, the other two are, Arabs.
Yeah.
They're not black.
You know,
Yeah, so certainly, Mamelodi
Says a
Sundowns
lot.
did wonders, bro.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
definitely worked. They did wonders.
I saw some boys reviewing their play, comparing them to the Brazilians. I mean, we know they've always been called the Brazilians,
Sure.
but to see some
Even how
Ameri-
they dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw these boys, they're American guys that love soccer, football, and they were giving such great reviews about how the boys are playing. So we're wishing them all the best. Right
And
there.
they've dominated our Bedway Premier League. Yo, Sundowns
Yeah.
have been winning it
Yeah.
year after year. So
Yeah.
they definitely deserve the good things that are coming to them.
Is
So
it the
they're
money,
working
though?
hard.
Is it money that's doing that?
I'm thinking it's money. They're getting paid well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their team buys better players as opposed to the other teams who would go to Zimbabwe and buy 2 and get 5 free.
Sounds like a chicken dinner, man.
You know what I'm saying? There's a team somewhere in
Is that
Nigeria
called
that's called
hot sauce?
Kaizer Chiefs. Whenever they go buy players, they go to Zim, they buy 2, get 5 free. So they get like 7 players for the price of 2.
That's nice.
So Mamelodi Sundowns go. I mean, you see the Ribeiro guy.
Yeah.
He's good, and I heard that he wanted to change his citizenship so that he can use him in our Bafana matches.
Oh,
He's doing quite
yes,
well. So
yes,
yeah,
yeah.
I think Motsepe is pumping money there. He's paying the boys quite well.
Yeah.
They have nice training facilities and everything.
good.
So once you know that you're safe in terms of finance, you'll definitely do you wonders.
I think also just to give credit to the chairman of, who is Patrice Motsepe's son. I think very little is being said about him since Motsepe actually became the CAF president. I mean, this boy has been holding down the fort. I don't think we give him enough credit.
Yeah.
That he's young, he's a multimillionaire, but you don't see him showing off. He's not full of
Like
know,
any
pride.
typical, he's sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely he's doing wonders also.
Yeah.
Kudos to him.
Yes.
I think he took it from his father.
yeah.
Yeah,
To be
you
humble.
see, to be
Just
humble. I mean, Motsepe is a multi-millionaire, bro.
Billionaire.
Yeah, billionaire.
Yeah.
He's a billionaire, but he's humble as ever.
Yeah.
You'd never see him flashing money and.
He in fact gives it
And-
away.
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And what I like about him is that whenever the guys win a trophy, he says, "No, bring me the silverware. You take the money.
Yeah.
You share the money from the guy cleaning here at Bogart
Yeah.
to the top.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He just wants the
Absolutely.
trophy."
Yeah, definitely sounds
You
good,
know.
man. Also, another story that caught my attention is the Real Madrid issue that you're talking about. Another 17-year-olds in the card.
Bro, yeah.
Sure, he must be fire.
He definitely is. I
Yeah.
mean, they've been competing with several teams, and they made that deal to say, no, we want this boy. We've been watching him.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's ready to come. So it's only going to be with them in August because he's busy with the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
He's
so
fire. He's fire.
Who's your money on the Club World Cup? It's too soon to say.
It's too soon to say.
Okay.
Because last week I lost.
Remember last week. I was not wanting to hear that word. Yeah.
It's too soon to say, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, shout out, man. Gentlemen, so we're going to be chatting about a couple of things, and of course, things that caught our attention, but we'll go back to the music quickly. And then when we come back, we want to introduce another friend of ours, or friend of the show, our brother. We're going to chat to him also. We want to just build up
The
to
king
Father's
himself.
Day, the king himself.
Yeah.
Now, gents, I mean, another story that sort of caught my attention is the fact that in the next 2 days, there's going to be June 16, which is, an important day in our calendar where everybody looks at South Africa and say, we've come a long way. Your thoughts on June 16, just quickly before we take a quick break?
Yo, bro, Ish, those guys, they definitely worked. For us to be in studio right now, it's because of those people who made sure that they fight for our freedom.
Yeah.
You know, we have your Ronaldos and your Bruce in South Africa, all the way from USA. It's because of those people that laid the foundation for us. But my question is, are we living or are we stepping on the route that they've paid for us?
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Are we?
Yeah.
I mean, if you can look at the youth right now, things that are happening right now, alcohol, women abuse, and.
Yes.
So I'm just wondering that are we really walking on the path that they opened for us? That's the question. I think we need to deliberate on that in terms of, I mean, some lost their lives there. We're commemorating them. Some will be drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people making memes out of that Hector Peterson picture. You know, when they're carrying him, and then there's a lady running besides there. I think it was Sis Machine or whoever the guy is.
Yeah.
And then you'd find a person carrying a beer, and then this other one is drunk. I don't know if we are definitely commemorating the day as it should. Yeah. So people lost life there. I don't know if you know about that when Ronaldo.
Yeah, you know, it's quite a notion when issues surrounding the degradation of our families is being celebrated at the expense of the great sacrifice of the young people and their families and the people at that time fighting oppression and fighting apartheid, fighting economic disparity. So as a culture, as a people, and this isn't just here in South Africa, but I look at the peoples in a whole, you know, we must get away from the ideal of celebrating suffering with drunkenness and abuse and addiction and anger, because drunkenness leads to so much, which impacts family, which impacts children, which impacts our abuse on women. So this thing is it's a circle that works together for destruction.
Absolutely. All right. So absolutely powerful stuff. We're also going to hear from a gentleman who's organizing an event at June 16. In fact, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. He's launching a new boxing club. Actually, he's reviving an old boxing club in Dube in Soweto. We'll hear from him, and let's quickly do this, man. Let's get back to the music.
Good day, my brother. Stephen Maisela here, the son of the legend, Ata the Fighting Prince Maisela. What a moment to be alive today as fathers across South Africa. My father played an important role in my life, having left me with a legacy that I am supporting my family with today, and I'm about to change the entire country just by using his legacy. So it's very important for us as fathers to do right by our kids and make sure that we can leave them with something behind that they can continue with to ensure that they secure their own families' lives and theirs, and even maybe to an extent, like in my case, even have an impact in society. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers here in South Africa. And June 16, Monday, we are relaunching the Dube Boxing Gym, which has been renovated and has an amazing boxing equipment, a boxing ring and boxing machinery and a facility. And not only that, the Dube Boxing Community Center is a sports complex. Having a basketball, we're going to be renovating that as well. And there's a five-a-side soccer field that also going to be redone. And there's karate, there's fashion, there's drama, there's music. So we are going to look at utilizing that entire facility as a hub to transform our entire community, not only at Dube, but at Soweto at large. So I invite all of you to please come if you can. We're starting at 7 a.m. with the walk, and there'll be all sorts of activities ranging from aerobics, basketball matches, karate exhibitions, boxing, music, fashion. There'll also be stalls for township economic development, a plan where people can come and sell their own products, and it's going to be busy. So please come through June 16 in Dube, Soweto, next to the Josie FM radio station. It's going to be amazing. Thank you so much. Please enjoy your Father's Day, and don't forget to catch up with us on June 16 in Dube, Soweto. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you for letting us know what's going down in June 16 in Soweto. And of course, there's so many activities that are going to be taking place there. I know that there's going to be some wreath laying ceremony that's going to take place at the Hector Peterson Memorial, the mayor, the premier. I don't know if the president is going to be there, but there's going to be a whole lot of people that are going to look into what's happening in Soweto. So your plans for the weekend, gents? What's up for the weekend? What's up for June 16? Welcome, King. King has joined us.
Yeah, my man.
My brother from another mother. How was your week, bro?
Yeah, boy, what it do? Yeah. Oh man, I'm glad to be back again. This weekend has a lot of things going on. Like you said, the Youth Day, Father's Day. You know, I'm not personally a father, but this is definitely a time to reflect on fatherhood. And I do have plans on trying to go out to Soweto, you know what I'm saying, and see what's out there and learn, you know, as a person from America, you know.
Yeah.
I want to learn, I want to understand more about Youth Day, and I'm excited.
Absolutely, man. And you, my brother, what's up for the weekend? Are you doing some golfing? I mean, not golfing, basketball.
Yes, so today I will actually be a keynote speaker at the Robots Challenge in Gauteng.
Robots?
Yes. So
what?
It's going to be with the El Dorado community and the youth.
Yeah.
And from there, I'll head to the Basketball Africa League. Today's a championship. Tomorrow, we're going to have our We Got Winners basketball overnight camp, which will be 2 days, 1 night. It will be at the Mandeville Sports Club. And then from there, we'll go in and get involved with some of the different community events around.
Yeah.
So very busy.
Very busy.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Also, anything you're expecting from the kids? Are you expecting anything like just at least an SMS or a WhatsApp? Because, you know, I don't know, as they get older, bro.
You know, the beauty of being a father, and I'm a grandfather as well, is, you know, your children, they're going to always be your children. They may call you. They may message you.
Yeah.
If they don't, you call them.
Yeah.
You message them. So fatherhood never stops. You
Yeah.
know? Sometimes fathers look for what the children or what the family can do for them, but it's never been that path. You know, we as dads, it's always on us to find a way to reach out and say hello.
Yeah, absolutely. And for dads not to put pressure on the kids also. Because, I mean, there's been some memes going around saying that dads, we don't want to accept any socks, some ties. Like, we tired of
Underwear.
I mean, you know, but socks always come in handy when you got a potato hole. I mean, you know, coffee cups always good.
Yeah.
You know, kids, it's just a blessing. You know, fatherhood is, for me, it's a continuation of the learning.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah. All right, gents. So are you ready to give us your updates with regards to, you know, I mean, what's happening with the world of fashion?
Absolutely.
What I was also just trying to say is, gents, you guys are looking so good, man. I just want to mention that I'm loving the outfits. And, of course, we'll talk about fashion afterwards. So let's quickly take a break. When we come back, we'll get some entertainment as well as fashion news from our brother right here. And we'll discuss it in a short while. Let's do this.
Beautifully beautiful. So I'm here with the updates and the movement in the fashion world. Black is back. Black is back. Black has always been held in a state of foundational high places in the fashion world. Its dominance, the current trends reflect a broader cultural and aesthetic shift. And here's why black is especially significant in today's fashion landscape. Number one, minimalization and quiet luxury. It's stealth, it's smooth, it's cool. Think clean lines, high quality fabrics, and understand elegance. Brands like Row, Jill Sander, and Bottega Veneta, actually all of the brands, you know, you can always bet on black. Why it works, black exudes refinement without needing logos or loud statements. Another piece of black is you can wipe the dirt off pretty easily.
Oh, yes.
It's simplicity.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Number two, gothic and alt revival. So, you know, the emu, the punk, goth, the designers pretty much, those things back in the 80s and 90s were very serious. So you could always put black on and you could throw a little pink in there or a little black and gold, but you can always bet and go back to the fundamentals of the black. Another key piece is leather. You know, leather.
Yeah.
You know, leather boots. You can use pleather boots. Those are a little bit better when it's warm outside because, you know, a little cheaper. So economically, it's a lot easier to rock the black as well. And you can get it pretty much in every style, every size, every fashion.
Yeah.
Gender neutral, androgynous styling. Now, this is a good one. Black is inherently neutral, which makes it a go-to for gender fluid fashion. It's used to strip away traditional associations and allow the form and the silhouette to take center stage. So now you're getting more into the film side of things or the commercial side where you can, you know, in theater side where black, it always gives a good backdrop and an experience where the people can buy into it. Streetwear.
Okay.
Now, everyone on the streets is rocking black.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Plus, most
I'm
people
rocking
are-
black. You're rocking black. There's
No.
black behind you.
sir.
Come on,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Bogart
But
is black.
it's inexpensive. I
Yeah.
mean, let's be real. You know,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes when you're getting the other pieces of fabric, they're very costly.
Yeah.
So it's economical to rock black. You could wear black with anything.
Okay, wait. So are you saying from a material point of view that it's affordable or cheaper? Or is that what you're saying?
I would say affordable, cheaper.
Okay.
They're two in the same. you
Okay.
know. In Tokyo, for instance, which is one of the hotbeds for fashion, they kind of, you know, lead a lot of things in the fashion world. You'll usually see a lot of people rocking black shoes, put a little silver on the tip or a little gold, but black is pretty strong, you know, strong. And plus, I'm a black man, so black is beautiful, baby. You know,
Black is beautiful,
Black
baby.
on crack.
man, I'm trying
Yes,
to tell
sir.
you. And then if it does, you could always wipe it off.
This guy.
Let me give one more psychological edge.
Okay.
Now, black is intimidating.
Yeah.
When you're rocking the black, you know, you see in some of the ancient movies, the
Yeah.
cowboys in all black.
Yeah. Ooh, let me tell you, I was watching a Japanese movie this morning.
Yeah.
Before I was preparing for the show. Crazy enough, they were all in black suits. And I'm like, just so elegant. So I hear you. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, hey, I love black. You know,
Yeah, me too.
I try to rock it. You know, look at the spiritual world. You know, the priests, they were black.
Oh, yeah.
The rabbis were black. The imams were black.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's a powerful color, non-color.
Yeah.
if we could say it's a color.
And then it's not seasonal, but is it like throughout the whole year? Or are you saying that it's more prominent now that it's back?
I think it's always been there.
Yeah.
You know, but people go in and out, you know.
Yeah.
Me, I've been an all black guy for a long time.
Yeah.
I've been a black guy.
Yeah. No, me too, this guy.
Same here, you know what I mean?
And I like to share the black is beautiful with the world, right? Just keep it simple. But, you know, accents here and there, you know, today I'm rocking the cream top with the all black.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the end of the day, black is easy.
Yeah.
It's smooth, it's slick, and it's us.
Yeah. I can't lie. I actually love black with red, as you could probably see.
Yes.
You know, I think it's just it just sets it off just right. You know what I mean? And then you got the black and red on as well.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about how you chose your outfit. I mean, you got a bear on.
Yeah, you know, I was
I like it.
Are you a teddy bear?
you know, I was told that, but
they cuddle with you.
you know what I'm saying. But mostly I was trying to channel that Kanye vibe. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I chose this bear. You feel me?
Okay.
Feeling real Winnie the Pooh here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That Kanye
like
vibe.
it.
You know what I'm
Nice.
saying?
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Looking good, my brother.
Thank you.
How did you choose your outfit? We dressed by Bogart, and shout out to Bogart, man, and all the stores.
Yes.
You can definitely find some great outfits for any occasion that you want to go with. You always kind of pick the more distinguished gentleman type of look.
Yeah, man.
You know, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, again, I like black. Did I say that before? I'm gonna say it.
Again, I'm black.
But for me, with the cream
Yeah.
on the black,
Yeah.
this is just coffee. It was what my coffee cup looked like.
Okay.
today. I had my cream cup. I
Yeah.
had the black coffee inside.
Okay.
So this is my coffee look, you know.
You were like, this is how I go.
Yeah, because coffee all day.
Yeah.
It's simple with black.
and it's a really good look, especially for like the winter time. Like you just look, you know, very sophisticated.
Well, the other piece is I'm hiding so I've been in the gym strong.
Okay.
And I have to take my time because I have a synthetic shoulder and a synthetic, you know, left knee. So I don't, you know, you have to work your way back into fitness.
Yeah.
So I can hide my wrinkles in black.
Oh.
You can hide things. This is like human pockets here. I'm just saying.
This guy.
But that's my report on the good black. Eh?
Yeah, I loved it, man.
Thank
you
you.
so much. Shout out to you, my brother, for all the updates.
Awesome.
And of course, shout out to Bogart, man. I'm also wearing black right here. If you'll check out my Facebook, Sipho Zach Masiho on Facebook, you can check out. I'm wearing this amazing. In fact, let me stand up so that those who are watching.
Yeah, man.
Come
Yes,
on,
sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
Look at that, man.
Black man.
No, that's dope, man. That's very dope.
Oh, man, that's nice.
This got to be one of the best I've ever worn in terms of a jumpsuit. I have loved and I've owned a couple of jumpsuits before, but this one just takes the cup.
That's
yeah,
nice, man.
No, that's dope.
That's going to be a trend now.
Yeah.
You know that? Just
Yeah.
because you stood up and rocked that.
Come on, man.
You know, aviator look.
Come
Yeah,
on.
most
man.
times when you wear a jumper, it's like you got to get it tailor fit. This
Yeah.
one is like it's breathable.
Yeah. Yeah.
It fits you.
Yeah.
It's not too snug and tight. You know,
No.
most times when you're wearing black, you want to be too tight.
You don't want to be touched.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, shout out to Victor for picking this one out. He said, look, man, I've got something new for you.
Yes.
This has just arrived
He
at
hit the money on that
Bogart,
one.
man.
Hey, yeah,
and
man.
he saw it and he was like, this one's got to fit. And then I was like, what size am I going to take? He's like, don't worry, I got you, man. I got you.
And he's on the money. Hey,
he's on the money. He gave
Yo.
me a large, man, and he fitted like a glove. Can you believe it? So I'm feeling good. Shout out to Bogart, man. And you can go into any of our stores. You can find any of these outfits right there. And make sure that you look good this winter, man. All right. So, brothers, we going to take a quick song break. When we come back, we're going to be focusing on fatherhood and fathers and just to reflect on where we need to be as a society, as men, as fathers. So here's a very interesting song that I wanted to just break into it. This one is called Superman. No, it's not the one that you think you know, brother.
I was going, hey, we're going to bet on black all that. We have the Father's Day competition at the Bogart Man. Listen, this Father's Day, Bogart Man is celebrating all the incredible dads in style, which means you. And you could walk away with the epic prizes. Now listen, how to enter. Download the Bogart Radio app. Head to the Win With Us tab. Enter the word Father. Y'all got it? Enter the word Father. All right. Stand a chance to win the mystery son or mystery box. Now, also, you can look at the app. You can go to the little swipe and plug right in. All right. Bogart Father Challenge.
Awesome stuff, man. Okay.
Super.
So, gentlemen, it's as easy as that. You've got the app. You got to, if you've downloaded it, well done. Shout out to you. And win yourself a beautiful mystery box. It's beautiful because it's black, but we don't know what's inside.
Well,
Yeah. So you can SMS us as many times as you want. Keep on sending the word father, 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 father. Anytime you go to Dolelu, father.
Yeah.
Father, you might not know.
Yeah.
The more you enter, the more chances of you winning this mystery box. So yeah.
yo, that's
Let's do
powerful.
that.
Like
Let's
father,
do it.
father, father.
So-
Somebody might wake up and be like, I am a
Yeah,
father.
I sent it out, obviously, to say to guys, please enter. And then they send me messages. They say, yo, we better win. And I said, well,
yeah, that's what they saw. I mean,
I'm like,
my
why-
friends were even threatening me to say, okay, I'm going to download, but now will I win? I'm like, dude, I don't know. I don't know. Just keep on sending. And what I liked about the thing is that even the ladies, I have lady friends who downloaded the app, they want to win for their husband.
Nah, that's what's
You know,
up.
so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
nice.
We need to
Family.
encourage the ladies as
Yeah.
well. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they definitely need to download the
Support
app.
the
Listen
fathers.
to us. Don't just download because you want to win now.
yeah,
Download and listen.
absolutely.
Listen. Yeah, make it a habit.
There we go.
Yeah, the nice thing is you can even listen in the taxi. You can just zone out and then listen to Bogart Man, whatever you are. Bogart Man Radio, whatever you are.
Yeah,
So you don't have to be at home listening to that stereo. No, even on your phone, you can listen to us
yeah.
with
Yes,
your headphones on. Yeah.
Gentlemen, so I wanted to, just now that we are on the subject of fatherhood, I want to go back to your experience with your father and what he was like to you, as Let's start with.
Well,
okay,
can I start?
I see your hand.
Yeah, bro.
You know those guys in class. You know, they know all the
I know the
answers.
So with me, it said
Yeah.
that I had to meet my father for the first time in 2010. You know when you were saying Zakumi, when everybody was coming to South Africa.
Yeah.
That's the time I met my father.
What?
So I always call him Zakumi. Zakumi was our mascot.
Yeah.
So I call him Zakumi. The first time I met him, I didn't know, but I want to say kudos to the stepfather who raised us.
Yeah.
He didn't even show that he's not our biological father. He loved us like his kids. Only fast forward to meet my father 2010 while I was expecting my firstborn.
Okay.
Yeah. So he came in, they were like, dude, this is your biological father. I'm like, and then what about Ronaldo? They said, no, Ronaldo is a father to your siblings.
Damn, Ronaldo, I didn't know that, bro.
No, I'm just
Hi, Mo.
yeah. So
Well, I'm just saying
I
them
don't remember
spiritual.
much of my father.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was a gentleman who definitely raised us as his kids.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I only got to meet my biological father 2010 when everybody was coming to South Africa for World Cup.
Yeah.
I'm thinking he also said, man, let me go see my kids.
Yeah.
So, but after then, he made sure that he rectifies his mistakes.
Yes.
You know.
Yes,
So now we have this bond. You know, I'm his firstborn son. So
That's a blessing.
we have this bond together. And I forgave him for not being there in the
Yeah.
picture. I did not know the reason that made him and my mom separate and so forth.
Yeah.
But while he was away, there was Bruce who made sure that Tabang is okay.
Yeah.
So I don't have a good memory and sharing sentiments with my father or walking with him to the store and whatnot. But we're here.
Yeah.
Well, were you able to actually just talk to him and just ask him the questions that maybe was on your mind, you know?
Yeah, we sat down. You know, we're African, so he had to analyze 4 sheep and 1 cow for him to be welcomed.
So that's
back to
damages.
us. Yeah.
Oh.
So he had
you?
to.
Interesting.
No, for the 4 of us.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
the cow was for my mom who passed on, so he had to pay his shoe because when we buried our mother, he was not there.
Oh.
So he had to slaughter a cow for my mom and then 4 sheep for us.
Wow.
So we sat after the ceremony. We sat down and I asked him, dude, what happened?
Yeah.
I'm expecting my child now, 2010, and here you come, you say you're my father. I'm going to be a father myself. But what I picked up is that I will never turn my back on my kids no matter what. That's why I call myself baby daddy of the airwaves, because I love my kids more than anything. I never got the experience to be with my father, but I'm making sure that I'm fathering my kids now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
beautiful.
Nice.
You know, that's a
Yeah.
powerful thing that you just
Yeah.
said. So for everyone that is not African, I want to share this now.
Yeah.
What you just said was a roadway, a pathway back to correction.
Yeah.
Your father
Redemption.
had to unalive, which is almost like a blood sacrifice for the evil that he did that brought challenges and trauma to the family.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was awake enough to take that stand and say, yes, I failed.
Yeah,
My
that's what I
goodness.
was. That's one of the biggest things that
My
I picked up out of your story, is that he actually wanted to.
Yeah, he meant up
You know,
to say, you know
manned
what?
up.
Yeah, I faltered, I've made my mistakes, and I'm willing to sacrifice whatever that needed to be sacrificed on that ceremony. So we welcomed him back.
Yes.
And lucky enough, the following year, my sister got married, and the nigga was there negotiating for my sister. He was there negotiating for my sister. I'm thinking, my sister sent him to say, "Hey, you go there, go fix things with your kids.
Yeah.
Money's coming."
Oh.
The following year, 2011, my sister got married. He was there now. They're dressing like Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Did he get Labola? Did he get Labola?
Obviously, he's the father.
Hey, boys. Yo, see, everything's all well.
So to the fathers, the guys,
That's
no
a
matter
blessing.
how difficult and how hard things may be,
Yeah.
let's father our kids, bro.
Yeah.
Well,
And stop saying you are babysitting. You cannot babysit your own kids. You know, when
Yeah, it's
men
nonsense.
are left with kids, they're like, yo, bro, I can't come to the club and babysit. You cannot babysit your own, baba.
Yeah.
You babysit the neighbor's kids. Your own, you are fathering. So
Yeah.
let's be fathers. This is our month. So let's be fathers, guys.
We're being real. We're being real
that's
on the
for
show
sure.
today.
Yeah.
So let's come to you, brother. Your relationship with your dad, and
Yeah, man.
us a little bit more.
Basically, my father, he was around, but he wasn't around me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I actually did like a little video on my YouTube channel, SA Debunked, speaking a little bit about that. My father was in law enforcement, and unfortunately, he wasn't there for me. But when I got older, I was able to speak to him and ask him questions, you know, because he actually passed due to a prostate cancer maybe about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
And so,
Condolences.
yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, but the beautiful thing about all of it, even though he wasn't there, we actually had the conversation. You know, I asked him like, "Why weren't you there?" And he was just honest with it. He just said, I just thought you was gonna work out just fine, and my father wasn't there for me, so I just assumed that you're responsible enough, you know. And like I said, he was in law enforcement. He worked in one of the toughest hoods in New Orleans. You know, matter of fact, he actually, I don't know if y'all know the rapper Master P.
Yeah.
But he actually was there watching Master P hustle mixtapes out of his trunk. And, you know, he was part of like the homicide division. So he would see a lot of the young men, you know, having all these different kids and just trying to, you know, just doing all this mischief. And fortunately, I've never had to go down that path. And like I said, I don't have any kids. So when we did have that conversation, he mentioned to me, he was like, I just knew you was going to just make the right choices, you know, because he watched all these young kids do all of these things in this neighborhood, and I fared out very well, and so yeah.
Yeah, but then how was he so certain that you'll make right choices if he was not there to lead the way?
Yo, I don't know. But you know the crazy part about it, I'm just grateful that he actually spoke about how he felt. You know, because you know if he would have passed away, you know, that's the thing. Sometimes we keep this trauma and we don't know why we're going through these things, and I'm just grateful that I had an opportunity to talk to him, and it is what it is. You know, like he told me what it was, and I accepted it. I forgave him, and you know, like I said on my video, you know, even though I don't have any children, you know, we also can be like father, like
To a neighbor's child.
yes, exactly.
You don't have to give birth to your own. You can be a father to a neighbor's child.
Exactly.
Because now when you're talking Father's Day, people think that now you must be close and whatnot to your family, which is good. But then if you see there's a child in need of help,
yes,
go there, help them.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I appreciate, at least getting to know him and also being able to heal from that, and then also taking that pain and then helping other young men. Hopefully I didn't damage them any way or whatever. I hope I gave them good insight and you know, be responsible, you know, be a man and things of that nature. So that's pretty much mine.
That's what's up.
That's
man.
awesome. Thanks for sharing, my brothers.
Yeah. And you, my brother, your relationship with your dad?
You know, I was blessed, man. I will say I don't have a bad story when it comes to my father on certain levels.
Okay.
He was present. I had a dad in the house every day, both parents every day.
Nice,
My
bro.
father and my mother, we started in the inner city of Cleveland, and my dad worked. My mother worked the family, worked in the community, the church. She was a singer, but Dad was a provider, at least on that side, for finances. He was a disciplinarian, Vietnam vet, so he ruled with an iron hand.
Okay.
You know, sometimes at that time, to my lack of understanding, he knew life from a different level. So some could say, Dad was abusive or rough. I was blessed to see my father grow as a father, as a man, and partly because of my sister and I. You know, we helped him grow as my mom. But, you know, looking over that time, you know, my father was there, you know, and he's still here today, even though he's an ancestor. His words, his spirit, his presence, when I look in the mirror, I see my father.
Wow.
You know, I see my fathers, my grandfathers, and the lineage of men, good or what would be considered undeveloped or negative. You know, we are a sum total of those that came before us.
Yes.
Good or bad.
Yes.
And no father is perfect. Listen, if you're a man, you're going to fall.
Exactly.
Many times.
And
Big
you're going to
facts.
fall.
Big facts.
But life, you know, relationship with Creator, with God, being honest with yourself. You know, you shared, Tabang, about the equity of your dad making the correction. You shared, King, about your dad actually having that conversation. But so many sons, they never hear their dad, but that father next door, that father at the basketball court that's teaching you to play, that teacher who's a strong male presence. So there are many fathers, you know, and I had those fathers around me.
Nice one.
Absolutely.
And you, Zibo?
No, me? Okay. God damn. All right. All right. So my dad was was there, but he wasn't there. So
the Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
The Rolling Stone.
So my dad had a couple of kids. I got to, I was born 78. So I think for the first 5 years, he was pretty much almost in and out, an alcoholic, very abusive to my mom. I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen him beat my mom up. In fact, he was the man who got me into boxing. because I wanted to beat him up when
Yes.
Yeah. I
got
felt that.
older.
I felt that.
Because I decided to join boxing because I was like, I'm tired of this
tired.
man. You know, whenever he drinks. And my mom had a tavern, like a sport. So she used to sell homemade beer, umkombo tea, and beers and stuff. And this guy would drink all the alcohol. And we'd be like, homie. And I mean, I don't know how many times I used to go fetch him at a bar and then we'd get on a train.
Oh, you had to
He'd
go
be-
pull him out. You
I
had to go pull him out. Yo.
get on a train. We go past where we need to get off at Princess. We'd go all the way from Rodiport to Randfontein, brah, because this guy can't wake up.
So basically, you was being a father to your father.
Yeah, and I
My
mean,
goodness.
and then other memories I have of him was when he got paid, he would buy meat and then it would be wrapped in this brown paper bag.
Yeah.
By the time he gets home, all the blood is gone from this meat, bro, because it's been smudged somewhere in a bag or, you know. So, but I think I learned a lot from him about how not to be.
Of course.
And I learned a lot from him about managing my temper and saying it doesn't mean that if I'm upset or something doesn't go my way, I must throw my toys out
sure.
and be violent. And it also taught me a lot about women, like, because I saw how my mom became strong in all of this. And then I was like, nah, man, I think I got to change my life. I don't want to be this kind of guy. So
Yeah.
I take a lot of lessons from him. He passed away, and about 5-6 years ago, I had to bury him. And it was hard. It was hard to go back and say, look, I'm going to forgive this man. And there was a lot of pain I had to carry because also I was very sporty. I was very athletic. I used to win everything in sport. Athletics, and I used to be like, I wish this guy was here, man. I wish
So
this
he
guy
could
could see me
see,
play
yeah.
soccer. I wish he could see me score goals, win medals, win trophies, win. I used to win certificates every week at school in my matric year. So, and I was like, I wish this guy could just come and see what I do.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, I learned a lot from him not being present. And then I was like, I'm going to be there when my kids go to school. Every single day, if there's something happening at school, I must be there, I must be there, I must be there. And then, so I learned a lot from him. So I'm grateful for the experience. But, you know, I can also say that there were a lot of pains. And I'm sure many people can also attest to the pains that their fathers have brought them.
You know, you talked about a couple shows back where we talked about the anger with men against women.
Yeah.
And right now I'm looking at the platform, almost the birth womb of some of those fatherly son daddy issues that birth angry men. I appreciate y'all for being vulnerable, you know, because this is not easy to talk about as fathers, as men, as sons.
No, it's not. Because a lot of us, we don't want to appear weak. So you don't want to be vulnerable to anyone because we know that when you are weak, you get picked on.
Exactly.
I mean, we grew up in the hood. So
exactly.
in the hood, when you are weak,
you know,
they take you down. So you got to be as strong as possible. So and I'm sure many men who are now older, they are also just you know, if they are not mature enough to be vulnerable, they want to hide that vulnerability and appear strong and hide the pain.
I would like to bring it back to your story. I really appreciate your story a lot because you showed a lot of maturity in a lot of ways, and for you to take up an art of boxing, just like martial arts and things of that nature, it's not just about the physical punching and whatever, you know. It's also about the mental stability of it all, you know, when to punch, who to punch, all of these things. So in a sense that you know, compared to your father, you seen the need to find a creative way to vent out your frustration. You know, one of mine is I like to go to the gym. You know, when I had a bad day at work or I'm just not feeling well, I like to just go hit the weights and just get all that energy out. You know, some men don't know how to take that energy and transmute it into something that's less violent. You know, like going home and, taking out on the family, the kids and the wife and things, go take a walk, or like what you did, you learn a skill, a boxing skill. And I'm sure there was times where you seen your father and you knew you can hit him right where he will understand it. But
I did do it. I did do it.
That was all love.
I did.
That was all love.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, it
was
was probably one of the worst things ever.
Yeah.
Because I got this call and I heard that he was beating up my mom. I got there.
Yeah.
And this guy, he would take mulamu. Mulamu is like a stick, and he broke her arm and a leg.
Yo.
And
I'm sorry, bro.
it wasn't that incident when he did it, but he had beaten her up, and then that time I was probably about 15, 16.
Yeah.
This time I was hot, and I was trained by Afrikaners. They used to beat me up. These big Afrikaners that I used to train with.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not proud of this at all, but it was probably one of the biggest regrets, So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, gents.
No, let's just play one song.
No, we're not playing music because
Okay.
we're doing a podcast this time around. So I've got a couple of jingles that I'm gonna play. Just messages on fathers, just so that we get this conversation on the road. And if you want to chat to us, please do make sure that you use the app, and make sure that you tell us what your experience with your father is like and what kind of a father are you. So we want to get into that. We want to talk about what kind of fathers are you now, and of course just hear your experiences. So let's take a listen to what this guy has to say.
This one right here is for the dads. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you for not giving up when you thought your world was falling apart. I'm proud of you for waking up every day and sacrificing every ounce of yourself to make sure your family has what they need. I'm proud of you for being the man that you are. And don't let anybody ever tell you that you can't do something, because you can. Proud of you, dude.
Until you become a father, no one truly understands the pressure, the early mornings, the late nights, working long hours just to keep the lights on, forgetting what rest feels like because you're focused on providing, whether you have help or not. A father's responsibility never sleeps. No one sees the mental weight you carry, the silent battles, the quiet sacrifices. Being a dad is like being the backbone that never gets to bend. You're the protector, the provider, the role model, the fixer, the steady hand. You stay calm under pressure. Even when everything's falling apart, you show strength, even when you're exhausted. And somehow, you keep pushing through, keep showing up, keep giving your best. That kind of strength, it's nothing short of powerful. To all the fathers holding it down, even when it goes unnoticed, you are appreciated, you are essential. Drop a 100 if you agree with me, and pass this on to a dad who needs to hear it. God bless.
Gents, you heard those clips, and shout out to all the dads that holding it down. You were saying that dad used to be home every night. What a big difference that makes, man.
Yeah, it was really, really a safe space. For me, on the other side, my father also drank a lot.
Okay.
And I've also witnessed him abuse my mom. He also would put that aggressiveness towards myself and sometimes my sister. But then I recognized as I got older, we learn traits from our parents.
Yeah.
And societal ills are real.
Yeah.
In the States, uniquely compatible to here, but different.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of pressures that men go through. And again, as you talked about, we've all talked about it, that mental strength, when you're not allowed to talk about how to deal with your anger. I also was in boxing and martial arts, the same thing. Wanted to beat him for hitting my mother.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the table, when you look at a totality of a person, you learn to look and see what is the negatives versus what are the positive. What are the assets as I've grown older and the liabilities? What are the root causes to those things that would make a father go and just slap all hell out of his wife or your mother if you're a child?
Yeah.
What does she know how to do and say that triggers him in a point of his weakness and brokenness. So there's always two sides. Doesn't make any of the negative correct. But as a father now, as an adult, as a man who continues to strive to be better, I also learn these things. And this is part of the evolution of being dads.
Absolutely.
And I can also too be vulnerable right now. My mom was also when he was there when I was very, very little. I still remember, just they locked the door, but we had one of those little hook locks, so you could kind of push the door open just a little bit, and you can kind of see inside, but you can't really see. And I just remember an incident with my mom where they was arguing, and you heard a bunch of things moving around, and as the young man, the protector, I learned how to take the little lock off the door. So as he was leaving, I went in, and my mom, she was trying to be strong, and I seen her gown torn, and all I could do at that time is just be there for her. So, we was very religious, so I just went and got the Bible. I tried to do what I could as a kid. I can't remember how old I was, maybe 4 or 5, something like that. And I got the Bible, and I sat on the bed with her, and I was just like, Mom, let's go over this and go over that. And she was trying to hold back the tears and the things like that, but I was trying to do what I could to protect her, But these are things that I know personally. I wanted to be a better man compared to what I experienced with my parents at the time. And so I vowed to never hit a woman, and to this day I've never hit a woman. And I don't think it ever gets that good to me to ever hit a woman. I mean, I know women, they talk spicy, man. They spicy, man.
Come on, man.
But
at the end of the day,
somebody who can fight back.
But at the end of the day, those are not the two. They don't equate. I mean, if you're if they're gonna talk and yell and do these things, then how does that equate to physical violence? I never could wrap my head around that. There's a lot of things we can do as men, and when they talk spicy, you could just, hey, look, let's take a break. I'm about to go take a walk outside. I'm going to do something. I'm going to go to the gym. Hey, when I come back, hey, we could talk about the issue, but it should never get to a point where you physically hit a woman, just for it's unbalanced. I mean, we got some women that are very strong, and I've had some very strong women in my life. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But it never get that
good. we do have to look at the other side of it, the invisible, character in the shadow of the room, which is verbal and mental and emotional abuse.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We as people, because I think this is an equal piece of the pie, we can get angry and flip and say the wrong stuff, and it goes back and forth. And next thing you know, you're throwing things. And next thing you know, something went upside the back of your head, and then you just lose all blackout control, or vice versa. So I think we should probably have a counselor at this table. Any counselors on here?
No.
Really, we go to the gym and train. Or we take walks and train. We learn how to cook better, watch TV shows, etc. I think every day we need to practice mental health wellness. How to deal with our emotions and our moods, how to deal with pressures, economic issues.
For me, gym training, has helped me a lot.
Exactly.
Alcohol has never solved any of my problems. I enjoy alcohol. I don't drink it a lot. But I can tell you it's never solved any problem. In fact, what it does is that it raises your anger level. You see when a guy is drinking, now all of a sudden he thinks he can walk up to it gives them confidence of some sort.
Liquid courage.
Liquid courage,
You know what I mean? It gives them that kind of thing of, no, that guy, I'm going to beat him up. But when he's not drunk, he has no courage to go and step up to anybody.
And no courage to even approach a woman to say, hey, that guys who drink to to be, so
Yeah.
that they're able to approach the lady to say, Rosa, how you doing?
Yeah.
But when he's sober, he can't.
They need tic-tac too.
You can't do none of that, man.
Yeah.
All right, gents, it's that time for sports updates. And of course, Tabang is standing by to give us those sports updates. Rihanna is also going to be standing by to give us health tips because we need those tips as men. Because taking care of our health is probably one of the best mental wellness type of solutions.
Yes, it
Agreed.
is.
Because if you don't take care of your health, you're not going to take care of your mind.
Yes.
That's right.
You know, so those two go hand in hand together. So she's giving us tips for those of us who maybe haven't been to the gym for a while. So let's stand by. Tabang is standing by. Hold on. Let's do this.
Thank you very much, Uncle Zach and the team. These are your sports update on the Gentlemen's Club. I am Tabang Lechela. Good morning. Springbok coach Rasi Rasmus is backing UCT superstar Dogozo Makaza to pull on the green and gold one day. Makaza is set to link up with the Cheetahs ahead of the Currie Cup season, but could make his professional debut for the Springboks, having starred for UCT in the Varsity Cup. Erasmus has now revealed the reasoning behind his call-up and detailed how Makaza has fitted into the setup. The Bok boss is certain that Makaza will one day play for the test team, but says that the coaching team and players are realistic about his current capabilities, having yet to play for a professional match. Bafana stormed into the COSAFA Cup with a 3-1 commanding victory over Comoros in the semi-final at the Free State Stadium on Friday evening. The hosts showcased their attacking flair and defensive resolve to set up a showdown with Angola, who earlier thrashed Madagascar 4-1. Coach Vela Kumalo made one tweak to the side that drew 0-0 with Mauritius, recalling Orlando Pirates midfielder Maestro Kabelo Dlamini for Vuyo Letlapa. Bafana wasted no time asserting dominance, striking in the 8th minute with Kamogelo Sibile's cross forcing Comoros Idris Mohamed into an own goal. Bafana will now face Angola on Sunday, aiming to reclaim the COSAFA crown before a passionate home crowd. Now off to some cricket news. Assistant coach Daniel Vettori insists Australia has not given up hope of retaining the World Test Championship crown after South Africa finished the third day at loss in a commanding position. Although Australia now have an uphill challenge on day 4, Vettori knows the players will take attempt to fight back one step at a time and not to look too far ahead into the future. Now off to some international football news. Real Madrid have won the race for one of South America's brightest young stars, confirming the signing of a 17-year-old Franco Monstantiono from River Plate. Franco, currently with the River Plate in the US for the Club World Cup, the playmaker will make his move to Madrid in August. His departure comes on the back of an impressive breakout year and after intensive competition for his signature. Madrid had been tracking the young Argentine for the past 2 years, keeping tabs alongside the other European giants. Those were your sports updates. Catch the next fix next week, Saturday.
Shout out, man. Thank you very much, Mr. Tabang, with those sports updates.
Yeah, bro.
Thank you very much, man. All right, so we're about to cross over to Dubai. Let's hear from Rihanna. Good morning, Rihanna. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's hear what you have for us today.
Good morning, Uncle Zach, and to all of the Bogart radio listeners. This is Rihanna. I am your health expert. Here with you today, I'm going to be sharing some exercise tips on what you can do in the privacy of your own home. I'm going to start off with something super easy, super light, and for all levels, including beginners. We are going to do what is called a 7-minute AMRAP. Now, AMRAP stands for as many rounds as possible. You are going to start off with doing 5 sit-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 squats. You are going to repeat the cycle for 7 minutes until the time runs out. I recommend grabbing a little yoga mat for you to do your sit-ups. When you're doing your squats, make sure you're getting full depth. driving those knees out, squeezing those bums. And for your push-ups, which will most probably be the hardest, is just to rest your knees onto the ground, keep those elbows in as you push yourself away from the floor. Give this a try. It's only 7 minutes long. It will get the heart rate up. It's a good full body workout, and it will get you feeling all pumped and excited. Good luck, guys. Let me know how you get on.
Thank you very much, Rihanna. Guys, there's some health tips today, and of course some exercise tips. And so what do you do in terms of exercise, brother? I mean, in terms of dealing with your mental state as a man?
Oh man, I mean, I really like to go to the gym. I cannot work out at home to save my life, and listening
There's
to
no inspiration.
no inspiration at all. I've actually bought all the little as seen on TV gimmicks where you like all the weights and stuff like that, and they just sit there but no, I like to try to go to the gym. I definitely like hitting the weights. Like I like getting the free weights, doing chest presses, incline presses, I have to do a little bit better on my legs. You know what I'm saying? I think there's every man.
Yeah.
But
you don't want to be too top heavy.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
that's the way I like to do it. Then I like to go and sit. I specifically like to find gyms that have like the dry sauna. I'm not sure what y'all call it here, but the dry sauna and the wet sauna, so that I can go in right after, and I can just anything I didn't leave on the gym floor as far as like stress or whatever, I go in there and I sweat it out and I meditate, and I try my best to leave all of whatever problems and burdens I have in the gym, so that when I go home, I'm refreshed and I can carry the next load for the day.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that about, interestingly, where I go and train as well, there's a sauna as well. And interestingly, in our gym, I have never seen men talk so much in a sauna.
They talk.
I was saying
it's a
to
little
them,
weird sometimes.
no, it's so weird. I mean, I always make jokes about it to say,
You're sitting in there all chilled out, nothing
all
on.
naked,
How are you?
guys in their underwear.
So, Nyashe, brother, you guys are gossiping there.
No, but no. So conversations can be anything about either health, could be about the country, could be about anything. But also, I've seen guys open up about their own vulnerabilities in there. And I kept saying to the guys, the way I want to put microphones in here. Okay, maybe not cameras. Maybe the cameras can just capture their faces.
I actually have a story about that. It was a big old this was when I was in the States, and this big old bodybuilder, I'm talking about huge, like Arnold Schwarzenegger types, big. And he was sitting outside the dry sauna, and I was heading in, and we always see each other, and when I see somebody that is in top physique, I like to give them their flowers. Hopefully it doesn't come on as if I'm hitting on him or not. I try my best. I just be like, my brother, kudos to your fitness journey.
You watch your words carefully.
Yeah, I do. I very much
flowers.
do. Yeah, I do.
Give him biltong.
Yo, sure. So he had his head down, like he had his arms on his legs, and he was just had his head down. And then when I said that, I said, brother, man, congratulations on your journey, man. I can't wait to get to there, man. Kudos. And he looked up, and I thought he was sweating. Okay. But he was actually crying.
Goddamn.
And the person that I am, I sat next to him. I said, "What's you're okay?" And he just told me that he found out that his wife was cheating on him. He was losing a lot of money. He traveled. I think he lived like in Turks and Caicos or something like that, and his whole empire was just crumbling. And I remember that same feeling when I went through I went through a divorce, and I remember going to the gym, one of those days where I just didn't have it in me, and but I went anyway. And I thought maybe because I'm at the gym sweating, nobody would recognize the red eyes and the tears with the sweat.
Yeah.
And he just reminded me of myself when I was going through that. So I sat there and we talked, and I could tell he felt a lot better, because who do you go to talk about these things? You know, you look like a fool in other people's eyes.
True.
when you are vulnerable like that. So I guess that was his coping mechanism, to still train and still try to just find a way to heal. And I hope that I was able to be a comfort to that brother at the time, because I remember when I went through it, I didn't have anybody.
Yeah.
So that's just an experience that you never know what people are going through, especially men. They go there and they're just trying to change the narrative, or they're just trying to find a way to think about, how do I get through this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My brother, how do you deal with your mental strength as a man, your mental wellness as a man, as a father? Because we have, as you say, we have so many challenges as men, and we don't have platforms to speak about these issues, and you don't want to open up to just about anybody, and sometimes you don't even want to open up to friends, because you don't want them knowing your business like that.
For me, my oldest daughter's going to be 35.
Oh, damn.
Married, 3 sons.
Oh, wow.
My son is 30.
Okay.
25-year-old, 24-year-old, 23-year-old daughter, and I've also had 2 daughters that I had to bury. I have 3 stepdaughters that are in their 2 in their mid-20s and 1 that's 30. The point, you can never look past today to deal with issues that you may have from yesterday, or things you may perceive will be issues tomorrow and tomorrow's after. Every day I wake up early, I beat the sun up, literally wake up before the sun, and I spend time with God. I think, I pray, I meditate. The reason I do that is because when I was a fool, I was up at those hours already, and I was spending time with foolishness.
Okay.
And at different intervals in the life journey, I have been at my best, and I've been absolutely at my worst. With a family, with my ex-wives, I've been successful. We've had money, we've had real estate, businesses, and then we've had struggle. I've had struggle. A lot of those historical challenges you grow through from what you learned from your elders before you. So life is like that. Life, as the people say, life be lifing.
Yeah.
Okay. But we as individuals, and for myself, to continue to choose to get better. That's the power. For a long time, I didn't know how to choose. I didn't realize I had a choice. I've been blessed with some unique gifts. I've been blessed with autism and ADHD.
Okay.
I've been blessed with some master teachers in kidney disease and a couple other challenges, injuries. They teach me how to choose every day to get better. I've been blessed with addiction, and I had to overcome that daily. So there are certain master lessons and certain tools that are in place as men that we must check in.
Absolutely.
We must have a place to check in, even when people are not there. You have to have a self check-in, like, okay, you've fallen off the wagon. Look in the mirror.
Absolutely. We got less than 8 minutes to go, gentlemen. You wanted to add? How do you deal with yours?
Me.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a typical Soweto guy, man.
Okay. What does that
I
mean?
drink Score energy drink. And
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, but man, I don't know. I'm thinking learning from other people's experiences. That's I don't hit the gym. I don't wanna lie here and say, hey, I go to the gym. Hey, I'm chilling in the sauna with my undies there. No. I'm learning from people's experiences. When I see the gentleman there living that life of beating women and whatnot, I learn from that to never do what that guy is doing.
Yeah.
That's how I learn. I learn from other people's mistakes. I've learned from my father leaving us, so I learned to be a father, a stronger version of him. I don't run away when the situation is facing me. I think that's how I keep my mental
well-being.
Well-being. So I don't hit the gym. I don't meditate. I don't do none of those.
Yeah.
I just drink my score and then.
Then you're fine. Okay.
Well, I like that though. I really do like the fact that you take that and you try to I lost my thought, but basically, like, it's good to learn from other people's mistakes, you know. And I know, like, a lot of women that I've met a lot here, and ones in the States, you know, when they opened up, they told me that they had abusive fathers. Or they had abusive relationship, you know, and I take that information and I try to use that to say
better yourself,
to better myself, and say,
not
wait,
to do what the other guys
exactly.
did. That's how I do it, Len.
Exactly. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know.
So I guess each of us has to, as men, as fathers, we need to find ways of what works for us as an individual to deal with the pains of our past.
Yeah.
And to deal with the mental drain that we go through in our country, because the economy is bad. I mean, we didn't even talk about the aspect of money.
Yeah.
Because we don't
factor.
have time for money. But if we had to dive deep into the money factor, we'll talk about so much stress that comes with that. But I've got a clip here, and I want to also read comments quickly, and then we'll wrap it up. Let's take a listen to this.
Hey, Dad, it's me.
Sweetest VN ever. And again, I just want to add, if you're a father out there, you're listening to us right now, please head on to Google, I don't know, Apple, what, and then download our app there. And then you go head straight to our Win With Us tab and enter the word father. Enter as many as you want. We have a nice mystery box for you. So, yeah, to the fathers out there, even if you're not a father, you want to win it for your father, you want to win it for your man, download our app and make sure that you make it a habit of listening to Bogart Men Radio.
Absolutely, man. All right, quick one. Comments that I've got. I posted something earlier to say Father's Day is coming. Do you have any daddy issues? Is this day hard for you, or are you good? You as a father, did you turn out better than your dad? I mean, that's what we spoke about now. Tebogo Fortune Daddy Ndungani says, the pain I have ever experienced was from my father. The day I went to his funeral was the day I buried the most unbearable pain in my life. But I'm grateful to him for pruning a great dad in me, a really proud one, that would take a bullet for his daughters. That guy broke me. I wish him furnace of fire in hell.
Yo,
shout out to him for being vulnerable. I really I take a lot from that. Thank you for sharing that, for real. That's very vulnerable.
Last message from Lerato Molefe says, the best thing my father ever did for me was to be present and show up for me unconditionally. I am grateful. And she's crying there. So, yeah, man, with less than a few minutes to go, gentlemen, what kind of a father are you now? I mean, I know you still want to, so I'll start with you, Ronaldo. I'll leave you for the last.
Leave me for the last.
Because you're a father of you're next door. You're next door. All right. Okay, cool. Let's talk about you. You've given us the ages of your kids. What kind of a father are you now?
I'm a loving father. I'm a listening father now.
Okay.
Because as fathers, sometimes we think we know every damn thing. And let me be practical. We really don't know shit.
Yeah.
So to become a student and continue to learn, sometimes you'll listen to your children or the children around you, other people's children, and they'll want to tell you how they feel about something that you may or may not know you did.
Yeah. And
then we're busy trying to explain, well, that's not what I meant, or this is why I did that. And sometimes we need to, as Tabang say, listen.
Yeah.
So listening father.
Okay. Sounds dope. Tabang, you?
Man, I'm just a loving father.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a happy father. My kids are happy around me, and I'm also happy around them. So.
How old are they?
I have a 14-year-old, a 8-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I send this shout out to your kids, gents, I know that you might send them the video and say, go and view it. Because, I don't know if they're sleeping now or not. Yeah. Shout out to them.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, cool. Your side, my brother?
Well, I mean, I don't have any plans on having kids, but if it happens,
Okay.
I would hope that I could be a father that they can come to with any issue, and I want to be there as much as possible. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't had kids, because I know it's a responsibility. I mean, you have another human being's life in your hands, and I take that very seriously. That's why I didn't have one, because I'm still trying to figure out this thing called life. But if it ever happens, I would hope to be the kind of father where they can come to me with anything, and I'm able to just really be there for them, hopefully not damage them too much, but, just still be able to guide them and give them the courage, the love, give them the hugs, because I don't remember the last time my dad gave me a hug, so I would hope to take that pain and not give it to the child, but just give the positivity of it. Give them the hug. So I encourage all of the fathers out there, regardless if y'all in a good relationship or a bad relationship, at least reach out. And if you're in the physical area of your child, go and just give them a hug. You'll be surprised what that would do to them. They might not, get off of me, and you did this and you did that. But I think they will remember at some point that you did try to show this love.
Absolutely. All right. So as I close off, I'm also a loving dad. I think I've got a 23-year-old
You
girl,
think?
a 19-year-old, and a 14-year-old son. So I think I'm loving. I think I'm caring. I think that I strive for these things. I'm not perfect, but I think being a father has been probably the best thing I've ever done.
Me too.
It's the best decision I've ever done. And being there, from changing their nappies, from cutting the umbilical cords to I don't know how many nappies I've changed, dog. I could change nappies in the dark.
That's right.
I could change nappies with my eyes closed.
We got skills.
We got skills, man.
You are an experienced father, Mama.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got a PhD in fatherhood.
Yes, sir.
I'm not perfect, but I know I got this. So
Yes,
shout out to all the dads that are doing their thing. And gentlemen, thank you so much for opening up. And I know it's not an easy topic to have, but we are vulnerable gentlemen on a gentleman's club, and we're about to sign off. So shout out to you. Thank you so much, team, for all the work that we put in. Feroza, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know echoes of the city. Yeah, the echoes of the city are here, and they're going to be jumping on with you between 11 and 1 o'clock. So do tune in. They're going to give you lots of great entertainment.